Let's move on now and talk about China's Belt and Road Initiative. Nepal's Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dehal is set to visit Beijing beginning September 23rd, and speculation is rife that the BRI implementation plan may not be signed. Remember, both countries had inked the agreement on the BRI in 2017, but there has been little progress on implementing this project ever since. The Nepal cabinet is deliberating on the way forward. Like several other countries, will it also consider opting out? Ahead of Nepal's Prime Minister's departure to New York on Saturday, Nepal's cabinet is currently holding a meeting to approve the draft BRI implementation plan. If no consensus is reached, then the government will not be able to present it to Chinese officials during the Prime Minister's visit. Nor can any agreement be signed on BRI-related projects. On September 1st, the National Planning Commission Vice Chairman Min Bahadur Shrestha was entrusted with coordinating with various government entities and finalizing a draft plan on implementing the Belt and Road Initiative projects. And according to reports, this committee is now quietly laying the ground for the execution of BRI projects. But senior officials at the National Planning Commission, the Prime Minister's office, the Ministry of Finance and the Foreign Ministry, who had worked on the draft document, are reportedly yet to reach a consensus on this plan, based on which Nepal plans to sign a project agreement during the Prime Minister's upcoming China visit, which begins on September 22nd. Remember, Nepal and China signed the framework agreement on the BRI back in 2017, but the two sides have failed to reach an agreement on how to implement these projects. On Monday evening, former Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deoba, accompanied by former Foreign Minister Narayan Khadka, met Prime Minister Dehal and advised him against signing the BRI. According to sources, Deoba said that Nepal had already rejected the draft of the BRI implementation plan in the past, and the country cannot afford to accept Chinese loans and execute projects under the Belt and Road Initiative. And for more details, our correspondent Saloni Murarka has been tracking the story on ground, and she sends us this latest report. Take a look.
Nepal Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dehal has a busy week of diplomacy and bilateral meetings ahead. The Prime Minister will be travelling to the US to address the United Nations General Assembly session on September 21st. Thereafter, the Prime Minister will fly to China directly to attend the Asian Games and will call on the Chinese President Xi Jinping and his Chinese counterpart Li Qiang. That's when the real talk, or the bilateral talk and the agreements will take place. The agenda of the visit ranged from the agriculture development to opening new checkpoints to hydropower development. But what really grabs the focus is the implementation of the BRI projects. The draft of the BRI implementation plan was sent to Nepal in the year 2020 to be signed, but the country hasn't still signed due to the concerns that were raised from various quarters regarding the security and the lack of clarity on the financial modalities. However, the Nepal cabinet is yet to decide on whether the Prime Minister during his visit to China will sign the BRI implementation plan or not. Saloni Murarka for WION World is One in Kathmandu, Nepal.
WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.